Dude, I freaking miss the Eagles. It feels like they haven't played in a damn month. It's been nice getting to focus really on the Flyers, and both they and the Sixers are in a cool spot where the expectations are simply, show me what you got tonight, boys. Like, that's pretty much what we're doing with them on a nightly basis. But I miss my championship caliber team. The Birds get an extra day on the bye, and that's great for them. They don't play until Monday. Primetime, Lambeau. I love Lambeau at night. It just feels like an important game. But I'm jonesing for the Birds. I want to see this refurbished defense with BG, Jaelan Phillips, Michael Carter, Jaire Alexander. I want to see this O-line potentially healthy for the first time basically all year. I want to see if this sparse schedule, having only played 3 games in 32 days by the time we get to Sunday, will be exactly what the doctor ordered for Saquon to maybe become that game breaker again like he was last year in the second half of this season. I want to see Jalen with his full complement of weapons. Saquon rested, O-line rested. I'm assuming AJ's health. It's not until Monday, but the leap to the Super Bowl starts in Lambeau Field, and I am as amped for a regular season Eagles game as I have been in a long, long time. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to not PHLY Flyers. Welcome to Philadelphia, presented by our friends at Bet Parks. My name is Bill Matz. I am your director of fun and games this afternoon. Joining me live in the Xfinity Lounge, it is my producer and the host of the PHLY Phillies program, Tyler Zulli. How you feeling today, Tyler?
Yeah, you're right, Bill. When you get the bye and then you have to wait until Monday, it just feels like they haven't played in an eternity. And we talked about it last week. It was nice to get to watch some of the other teams play because you scope out how good the league is, or maybe in this case, maybe how not good the league is. But we need some Eagles football back in our lives.
100%. We got to watch the division fall apart while Howie was adding pieces to the already first place Philadelphia Eagles. And now I'm ready to go. We got to still get through Friday, the weekend, all of that. And no, I wouldn't want to wish away the weekend, Futz. I see you. I understand. But I just want to get there. And like going back to that Thursday Giants game, because you get the mini bye after a Thursday, it'll be their 4th game in 34 days when they finally kick off on Monday night. It just feels like we haven't seen a ton of the Eagles because they were off and they've had a sparse schedule, like I said at the top. But I'm pumped. I can't wait for Monday. Let's get to some headlines, though. First off, Sixers lose to the Cavs last night, 132-121. And listen, it is a show me what you got tonight, boys, kind of situation for the Sixers. They lose last night. And in the first 3 games, Edgecombe averaged 25.6 assists. Last 5, he's at 13-4. He had a single-digit scoring night for the first time last night, 7. This is the interesting part, though. Like, he started hot with the 34 in his debut. Now he's got to figure it out. Like I was saying with the Flyers, like the inconsistency, that's all part of the build. This is the learning process. And it's not as if he's not getting the time out there to figure this out. It's cool, but also he's 4th in the league in minutes played. I saw our own Rich Hoffman tweet this. Look at what, it's very funny. We talk about how load management has been such a topic of conversation for this team, and it seems like it comes up every day somewhere in the internet. Someone's talking about it. Yeah, the Embiid thing is the Embiid thing. Sixers have 3 of the top 5 guys in the league in minutes played. You see this Rich Hoffman tweet. It is really kind of ridiculous. Doesn't seem sustainable. Listen, these are young guys. They can handle the workload. They're in good shape. It's the beginning of the year. They're not worn down. Doesn't seem like a sustainable strategy, though, Tyler.
Well, yeah, he brings up, he brings up Thibodeau, right? And that was kind of Thibodeau's calling, and it's why he gets burnt out everywhere he goes. It's like, wow, Tibbs has really energized this group because he's getting them to play hard, and they play physical, and they play defense, and they play a lot, right?
And then it's March.
It's, usually with Tibbs, you get a year and a half, 2.5 years, and then by the third year, you're like, Taj Gibson has played 7,000 minutes in the last 3 seasons. Why are we what is happening?
Shoot around is just like a card game. They're like, no, I'm not staying.
Yeah, they're not practicing. But it is. Is it sustainable? Probably not. But like, it is 3 guards or 3 wings or guard wing combo type of thing with in Oubre's case, right? But like, you have Maxey, you have VJ Edgecombe. They're young, they're spry, they're athletic. Is it sustainable for 82? No. Is it sustainable now until Paul George gets back, until Joel Embiid gets fully healthy, or as fully healthy as we can hope for? You're going to do it for as long as you need to do it.
Yeah, it's cool for them. The opportunity is great. It's just like you're going to have to pull this back at some point, and they'll have a healthier lineup, a different looking lineup. They'll go with different combinations and stuff, and it won't be what it is right now. But you see 3 of the top 5 in minutes played. Speaking of Rich, you got to subscribe to his newsletter. PHLY Daily shows up in your inbox every single day, and it's every weekday morning. It's really, if you need to catch up on the events of the week, the day before, this is the perfect setup for you. Previews, news and notes, everything you want right there in your inbox every single day. PHLY Daily. Go to allphly.com/newsletter to subscribe. We also have a headline in hockey. I saw someone, I think it was Broad Street Bullies, left the comment. Ovechkin scored his 900th. He is, of course, the first player ever to score 900 goals. He broke Gretzky's record last season for all-time goal scoring. He's off to a little bit of a slow start this year, 3 goals in 13 games, but he gets what became the game winner last night in a 6-1 win over the Blues. But the funny part, the interesting part, beyond 900 goals, that is just an unfathomable amount of goals. The opposing goalie tried to steal the puck, and it's Jordan Binnington in St. Louis. And Jordan Binnington is one of my favorite players in the league because he's such an a-hole. Like, he's just a tremendous bad guy. Everybody hates him. You see, he skates away. They're celebrating the 900th goal. He reaches into the net, pulls it out, and then tries to hide the puck in his pants. They want to obviously have a presentation with the puck. Maybe Ovi keeps it. Maybe he goes to the Hall of Fame or whatever. He tries to steal the puck, though, until the linesman comes over and is like, dude, you can't do that. And then he reaches into, it seems like his back pocket and pulls the puck out. My question, you can't have another puck on you. Was he going to keep it there when play resumed? That's... What happens if that falls out and suddenly there's 2 pucks on the ice?
The hidden ball trick? Is that what we're doing here? We're playing with a second puck?
That's really what it is. It's like multi-ball and pinball. I've always wanted to see a game with 2 pucks, honestly, but...
What's the rule? Is it 6 overtimes, I think, which has never happened? I think the second puck gets dropped. I'm not even kidding. I think that's
a real rule?
I do believe so. I think if they go to 6 over, which obviously only exists now in the postseason.
Yeah.
I do believe if you get to a 6 overtime, they drop a second puck.
I gotta ask someone about that. I feel like that's not true, but it would be.
It's probably a fake. It's probably a wives' tale, but
I really want it to be true. But Jordan Binnington is the best heel in hockey because he wants to be Ron Hextall. He's very aggressive. He chirps you. He's always trying to hack guys and start a fight. But then when there's an actual confrontation, he's got real hold me back, bro energy. He's unplayable right now. He stinks, but he just won 4 nations, and it feels like he's going to be Team Canada's goalie, although they have a goalie problem, so who knows. Just a great guy to root against, and such a dick move. Greg Wyshynski described the whole thing in his story on ESPN. Just very funny. In full view of the cameras, he tucks the puck in, and then linesman Michael Cormier Cormier had to have a discussion to get the puck back. Like, an historic moment that he is just trying to keep for himself or ruin or be an a-hole. I don't know. I don't know what his motivations are, but he is just such a good bad guy. I honestly can't wait to root against him in the Olympics. It's going to be a fun time. I hope he's Team Canada's goalie because that gives us a tremendous advantage, at least the way he's playing this year. But just imagine the first guy ever to score 900 goals, and you're like, nah, this is mine. I'm not gonna let you have it. It's tremendous heel work.
Well, it's funny. You go back to, you remember when the Cubs won the World Series and Rizzo pocketed the ball at the end, right? Like, that makes sense. It's your ball. It's your team. You've won the World Series. I think every sport should have a heel in some capacity.
Bad guys.
And if he's going to play it up, you got to play it up, right? Don't be like a world-class jerk. But, like, you know what I mean? I think he's doing this. I think there's an intent behind it. He's not doing it just for, I just wanted to pick the puck up. No, there's intent behind this.
It reminds me of the Stanley Cup final in 2010. No one to this day, allegedly, no one knows where the puck is. Chris Pronger has it. But he's like, prove it. And it's like they lost, and he stole the puck. I think he stole the puck.
Come to my house and find out.
I think he's taken the puck from the final puck of every Stanley Cup final game he's played in. I think that's his thing. So it's like, we know it was Pronger, but no one has it on, like, the celebration goes down the other end, cameras follow, and the Flyers just leave the ice. Michael Leighton leaves in disgrace. And I think Chris Pronger just goes in and, like, takes it and no one saw. But, that's all right, you know. It was in Philly. They win 2 more. It's not the only Stanley Cup winning goal ever. This is the only 900th goal that's probably ever going to be scored. And he's just like, nah, this is mine now.
If I had to ask you, who do you think, you probably know, number 2 in goals in the NHL, who would you say that it is?
Oh, man.
It's not a trick question. It's a pretty obvious answer.
Oh, it's Crosby?
It's Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Do you know how many behind Ovechkin he is?
An absurd number. It's like 300.
It's 266.
Okay, yeah, I saw that they put the list up on some broadcast the other night. It's like Crosby is one of the greatest players of all time.
He has 634 career goals, which is an absurd number.
Yeah, it's incredible. And it's like, this guy's got 900. just ridiculous. I really hope he plays until he gets to 1,000. At the pace he's on right now, it's going to take like 5 more years. But it's hard not to love Ovi, and the fact that you have, like, now the lovable old man Ovi and the biggest jerk in the league, Jordan Binnington. It's great stuff. Just great night on the ice. All right. When we come back, we have a People Are Strange. We're going to talk some Eagles. I have a fun on this day. We are in the midst of one of the most chaotic weeks in franchise history for the Birds 20 years ago. But we got to pay some bills. Whether your favorite team wins or not, there's always another way to win on the BetParx online casino app. They've got great slots like Huff and More Puff, Fireblaze Sky Queen. They have slots based on your favorite streaming shows, Peaky Blinders, Walking Dead, all that stuff, and all of your favorite casino classics. I'm talking blackjack, I'm talking roulette, I'm talking craps, poker, baccarat, and slots like Cash Eruption and 88 Fortune. Right now is the time to get in with BetParx because new users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. All you got to do is go to betparx.com and download the app right now to enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. Must be 21 and in PA, Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for BetParx. You love to play. You play to win. You bet. BetParx. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, whether you're thinking about tonight's pro football game or this weekend's college football slate, hockey, basketball, whatever it might be, if you call yourself a sports fan, you have to get Xfinity because it is the ultimate sports destination where you get all of your favorite teams and the best games all in one place. There's no lagging, there's no buffering, there's no switching between apps. You can watch up to 4 games at once with the multi-view because why not? You can, right? And if you call yourself a sports fan, this is a must-have for all of your sports destination. You get live updates and in-game stats right there on your TV, and with 4K enhanced sound and incredible crystal clear optics, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to worry about buying tickets and parking and concessions and all of that. You do it right from the comfort of your living room with your TV and your Xfinity account. So you can learn more at Xfinity.com. Head on over to Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that.
All right, welcome back. We're going to get to some Eagles in a second, but first, Tyler sent me this morning, and our guy RK out in DNVR, our All-City brethren, he debuted something absolutely ridiculous that when I started this video, I was like, you know what? I'm not watching this because I need to react to this naturally when we do it on the air. It is a perfect People Are Strange segment. Our guy RK, he is come into possession of a Baja Blast pie from Taco Bell, and I don't know what the hell that is, so we all have to watch this video together.
Taco Tuesday, trade deadline Tuesday, and we have breaking news, Andre.
Insane.
It's not about a trade, though. It's about something bigger and better. It's the Mountain Dew Baja Blast pie from Taco Bell. Literally, no one knows about this. We might be the first people that don't directly work for Taco Bell that have even tasted this.
I think you're right.
So, oh god,
I can't.
this is a disaster. Oh.
All right.
Well, you wanted bigger?
like
I
a
figured
key
you
lime
need a
pie.
little sampler, you
So
know?
teamwork. Look at that.
Look at that.
All right.
It looks better
Oh,
than
can't
I
wait.
expected.
No.
Get Baja Blasted.
Once in a lifetime opportunity to be the first person to try this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way this is.
Wow.
Wow.
It really does taste like key lime pie.
Okay, it's like
And
key
that's a
lime
huge
pie.
dub for me. Great crust.
All right. I can see it being like a key lime pie sort of thing. That I can probably get on board with. I'm not a Baja Blast guy. I don't like.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't like any Mountain Dew, quite honestly. The only Mountain Dew I've ever liked is Code Red. But I like, just give me a Coca-Cola or a vanilla Coke. If we can get some vanilla Coke, that's my jam. But
Bill, I'm gonna say-
I'm not the biggest. I know you love Taco Bell. It's not. If I'm gonna eat fast food, it's gonna be McDonald's every time.
Well, so it's not even about the Taco Bell, because I'll be honest with you, this pie looks disgusting. It looks like the slime from
What the hell
Ghostbusters.
is
It looks
this?
terrible. But I don't even think it's probably not real food. It's probably made in a lab somewhere, but as is probably all of Taco Bell.
Yeah, I mean,
But
know.
if you go to Taco Bell, which I know you said you're more McDonald's than Taco Bell, but if you do go to Taco Bell,
Sometimes you
a
want
Baja Blast is a necessity.
oh man, doesn't do it for me. I just feel like it doesn't. What is it? Like, what is the flavor supposed to be? I don't
Baja
understand
Blast.
what Baja Blast is. Like, what are we going for here?
It's its own flavor.
I also just don't like Mountain Dew. It comes
So
like,
that's probably a big reason as to why you're not interested in this.
it just has that weird, there's a weird aftertaste to all their sodas.
Do you know what Mountain Dew was originally made for? It was
killing livestock.
It was supposed to be a chaser for whiskey.
Okay. All right. I can see that. Imagine how high you'd have to be to come up with Baja Blast pie. Like, you know what we should do? We should turn this into a creamy dessert. This niche Taco Bell soda, we need to turn it into a creamy pie. Like, the amount you would have to smoke to get to that level, I want that job, quite honestly. If I couldn't do this, I'd want to be coming up with stuff for Taco Bell. That's probably number 3 behind Ghostbuster for me.
Oh, so it's a perfect play-in then, because this looks like it belongs in Ghostbusters.
It looks like that would be something Slimer is eating or is made of. I would like to know how they got their hands on this, how they are like the testers, but also I want to meet the guy who invented it and was like, I would love to have heard the pitch meeting. You know how everyone loves the Baja Blast? You know what we don't have enough of here? Desserts. I do love the cinnamon twists. Big fan of the cinnamon twists at Taco Bell. Maybe my favorite item there. But other than that, do they really even have any? Oh, no. We could bolster that. You know, McDonald's has the apple pies. They're a classic. We'll one-up them. We're going to take our most niche thing and turn it into a key lime pie. I find that absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, it sounds disgusting. I'm not as an avid Baja Blast fan. I have no interest in trying this. It
I do
sounds
like a
terrible.
key lime pie. They described it as if it's like
So-
a key lime pie, I do like that.
That's also my thing. I hate key lime pie. I can't stand it. So that probably would turn me off even more if it does taste like key lime pie.
But just the idea of coming up with this, it absolutely blows me away. All right, we have a couple Eagles things to get to, but I don't want to start and stop that, so we're going to go to break a minute early here, and then we'll come back and talk some Birds. Listen up, Philadelphia fans. You know who's playing championship-level car deals every single day. Oh, it's our friends at Elkin Chevrolet. That's who. They're right off Route 73 South in Marlton, and it's a three-man team. Jason, Adam, and Josh, they're three brothers who are in the store daily, calling all the plays and delivering wins for their customers. There's no fumbles, no missed shots, no drama, just a hometown squad with a deep bench of Chevys and prices that'll make you cheer. They call it honking good service, and trust me, it's a slam dunk. So if you're scouting for a new Chevy or a pre-owned MVP, make your next move to Elkin Chevrolet. Real brothers, real deals, and a whole lot of honking good service. Shop now at elkinchevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
All right, so whatever your fall activity is, whether it's biking, hiking, jogging, whatever it might be, or just hanging out with your kids, if it's a sore knee or a stiff shoulder or a nagging back problem, you have to head on over to Rothman Orthopedics because they're here to help you get back to the life that you love. Their team of specialists treat all kinds of orthopedic issues. Sometimes it's everyday strains, and sometimes it's not. It's long-term joint pain. Whatever the case is, whatever the care is, it's efficient, it's effective, and it's close to home. So don't let pain keep you on the sideline. Schedule your appointment today at rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Rothman Orthopedics, your mobility, their mission.
I saw someone mention Surge when they're talking about their favorite green drinks. I loved Storm so much. It was a caffeinated lemon lime, like a Sprite, but with caffeine.
Okay.
It was so freaking good. It was a Pepsi product, and it was only out for a little while. I looked it up recently. It was.
I've never heard of this.
It was like a limited thing.
Jar Jar Binks is on the can.
Yeah, Jar Jar
so.
was on it. Yeah, it was right when all that was coming out, and Pepsi was doing all sorts of what was the first one? Phantom Menace.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. It was right when all those were coming out, and like I would put away like 4 Storms and just be nuts. My parents were like, leave the house. Storm was my thing, man. Loved it. Anyway, let's get to some Birds. I am really, really looking forward to seeing this new look defense, and it feels like a new season starts on Monday. And again, I know we got to get through Friday. We got to get through the weekend. I'm going to have a show before the game on Monday morning. I'm just like amped up for the Birds because it feels like the real season is beginning. That 6-2 start, that's wonderful. Good job. Top of the conference, top of the division, great stuff. Now it's really beginning, though. A really tough schedule coming out. You start in Green Bay, Detroit, then you're going to Dallas. Chicago's been good. The Chargers are 6-3. It feels like kind of what I would like baseball to be. Like if you're below 500 on August 1st, your season ends, and then we start a new season, and that leads to actual playoffs. Like this feels like, all right, we got all that out of the way. We worked out the kinks. Now we've had a bunch of time off. Monday night in Lambeau is like the kickoff of the real season and the march towards a repeat championship. That's how I'm feeling right now, Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a really difficult schedule. And it was a difficult schedule before the season started, right? But you have, for the most part, taken care of business. You've beaten some good teams. You've beaten the Rams. You've beaten the Bucks. You've beaten the Chiefs. You lose to the Broncos. That's a good team, right? And you lose to the Giants, which was unfortunate. They kind of came in and just... or you went to them and they kind of just punched you in the face and you had no response. But you were since then went back and beat the Vikings. Not a great team, but you beat them. You beat the Giants again and beat them pretty handedly. Now you really do have a stretch of basically playoff team after playoff team after playoff team until December 14th when you get to the Raiders and then the Commanders, who may probably could be 4-10 at that point, right?
Yeah.
But then you've got the Bills again. So you really do have quite a few good teams left on your schedule. This is what happens when you win championships and you win your division. You play good teams.
I always think the first place schedule is a little overrated because you always play your division twice. And then there's just some division, an AFC division, you're just going to play all the teams there. And sometimes, you get the AFC South and you're lucky, and sometimes you don't. But it only really affects 4 games, I think, maybe an extra one now. It's not the biggest deal, but you're seeing it, and the way these things are stacked, oh, this is, okay, all right, this is going to be a little bit of a tough road, but I really want to see, I think the thing I'm looking forward to most, like, yeah, Jaelan with his weapons, and it feels like the offense is the healthiest they've been really since the start. Like, they had O-line injuries, A.J. Brown missed the week before the bye. Like, I'm looking forward to that, but what Vic Fangio can cook up for this Green Bay offense. He's new look. Maybe they're going to ease the new guys in. Like, maybe there's going to be different looks. Maybe Michael Carter can play some safety. Maybe Coop's going to play the outside a little more. We don't know, but what we do know is they've got reinforcements. BG is back. Hell yeah. Thursdays at 8 a.m. Watch Unblocked with Brandon Graham. They trade for Jaelan Phillips. They trade for Jaire Alexander. They trade for Michael Carter. It feels like they've refurbished this thing and couldn't come at a better time. Because Green Bay's offense is good, but wildly inconsistent. 6 times, 27 or more points. There's the 40 in there when they tied Dallas somehow. But then they've managed, they lost a game to Cleveland and only scored 10 points. And then they lost to the Carolina Panthers 16-13. Like, I want to see what Fangio has cooked up with this thing, and we got to wait till Monday, but it just feels like under the lights in Lambeau, it's going to be a really good time.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, this was a Packers team that we kind of all penciled in to be, a legit playoff team. They were last year. It was a tough enough wild card round against the Packers for the Eagles. Quarterback who I think is good more than he's not. Some bad games sprinkled in, but happens everywhere. And the defense, obviously, acquiring Micah Parsons was huge for them. It's been a weird year for the Packers because, as you said, like, just some wildly inconsistent play. And it really kind of has come down to, in their 2 losses, Jordan Love has only thrown for 1 touchdown in each game. In their wins so far, 2 games in which he's thrown for 2 games in which he's thrown for 3. There are a couple in there that are just the 1, but I do think that they can go as, because their run game's been good for, a couple years now with Josh Jacobs, right? So if you can get to Jordan Love to keep him in that pocket of like 183 yards as opposed to the 259 yards that he threw against Cincinnati the following week. Against Pittsburgh, he throws for 360. The following week, he doesn't throw a touchdown. And obviously, that's flow of game. But it is it's a weird offense because they have a ton of talent. They don't have a premier receiver yet. I think they're hoping Matthew Golden can be that guy, but they've got 3 or 4 guys who are very good. And obviously, losing Tucker Kraft is a big deal.
That's a tough one there. Obviously, they're good. This could be a rough week for us, honestly. But I really feel an ass whooping coming. I feel like the Eagles have been building towards this, and now with the week off and having all this time, it's like going to be some real pent-up aggression. And yeah, I expect the offense to do its job, even with that revamped defense over there in Green Bay when they added Micah Parsons. He is a game wrecker, but yeah, Lane Johnson and this O-line have held up against him pretty well over the years. I'm not all that concerned. I do want to see what this defense has for that offense because they have some really good players, but they've been got a couple times. They've turned over, historically, Jordan Love. They've been able to turn him over a few times. Got to keep that going, but I think it could be a good night for Vic Fangio's unit. All right, just want to ask you one question about the Phils real quick before we get to On This Date, because I read this, it was a day or 2 ago in the Inquirer, a good David Murphy piece after Harrison Bader declined the mutual option for $10 million, as he should. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think it makes a ton of sense.
But right now, I liked what we saw out of Harrison Bader, and it was a surge of energy and just being an everyday center fielder that we haven't had in like years, quite honestly. It was great, but signing this guy who's going to be looking to like cash in, get the last big contract of his career, this feels like an all-time you are buying high and it's probably a mistake kind of moment.
Yeah, so I was talking about him a little bit yesterday on the Philly show. My concern is that there is a regression back toward the mean of the player that Harrison Bader's been for most of his career. Career highs this year in home runs, RBIs, extra base hits, average, OBP, second best slug of his career, best OPS of his career. Is all that repeatable at 32 years old, 33 years old? I know he's made some swing mechanic changes, but I think that the knowns about Harrison Bader are great. Elite defender, good base runner, seems like a guy that is a rallyable, rally around type of guy. I don't know. Like, if you get 85% of what you got from Bader last year, I think you re-sign him in a heartbeat. If you get 50% of what you got from Bader last year, then you're thinking about, is it 15, 16, 17 million? And not just that, but probably a 3-year deal. Are you going to be saddled on the back end of that deal with a guy who isn't the player you hoped he'd be?
Yeah, it just feels like, yeah, man, thanks. Thank you for your service. Go get paid, though. I don't want to be the team that does it.
That's the thing. I think a team's going to either overpay him or give him that 3rd year.
I badly want this team to have a center fielder, and he looked like he could be that guy, but like David Murphy pointed out in his piece, and then you saw what happens. Well, 1 game in the playoffs, he tweaks his hamstring, and now he's a pinch hitter for the series, and we lose in 5, or in 4. That's they need so badly that guy, but I don't know if he's actually that guy. I don't know if that's the gamble we want to take here. All right, on this date, 20 years ago, so yesterday, the 5th of November, was the 20th anniversary of the Eagles suspending T.O. indefinitely for conduct detrimental. They ultimately part ways with T.O. And then on this date, November 6th, 2005, the Eagles played their first game of the post-T.O. era. Reggie Brown was receiver 1 in that game. And in the first quarter, it looked like, who needs T.O.? Scores a 56-yard touchdown. He finished with 5 for 94. But the Eagles lost 17-10 to a Mark Brunell-led Washington team. The ESPN story reporting the fight between T.O. and Hugh Douglas. And you remember back 20 years ago, Hugh Douglas wasn't an active member of the team. He was an ambassador, basically like, yeah, you're going to be around and go to events and stuff, but like you're cooked. That's basically what he was. And apparently the story I heard was he walked into the training room and kind of said aloud, I feel like there's some guys faking injuries in here as T.O. is getting treatment. And that led to them fighting. There was a whole bunch of stuff that went on. This is like the most hectic, chaotic time, I think, in like Eagles history that I can remember, at least. It was just such a ridiculous turn of events. Like the week before against the Broncos, T.O. goes 92 yards against Champ Bailey for a touchdown, longest play of his or Donovan's career. Like it seemed like, yes, they're not getting along, but maybe that doesn't matter because they're just such a great fit on the field. And a week later, it's, T.O. doesn't work here anymore. It was at the time. It was like, he's suspended. We don't know how long, and then it became, he's not part of the Eagles. And
they have had,
he's in Dallas.
They've had lesser seasons in terms of win-loss percentage. Like they had the 4-11-1, which was Peterson's end. They had the 4-12, which was Andy Reid's end. This 2005 season was maybe the worst Eagles season of my lifetime. Let me rephrase that, of my watching lifetime, because they went 3-13 in 98, right? But like in terms of me remembering this team as I do, that Mike McMahon like last 8 games of the year, right? They lose. Remember they lose to Seattle on Monday Night Football 42-0.
Yes,
who was it? It was
game.
Who was the linebacker? Had a pick six.
Yeah, not Wagner. Lofa Tatupu?
Yes, Tatupu.
Oh
yes.
my God, I can't believe I pulled
obliterated
that out.
them. And like I said, they had worse years. 2012, they had a minus 164 point differential. They gave up 440 points that year. But like 2005 to me was just, you're coming off a Super Bowl, you're just, this sucks.
So many weird things happened that year. Like David Akers got hurt. Mark Simoneau had to kick a field goal at one point. Like so much.
They brought the
weird
kicker
stuff.
in from the soul, I think, right?
They beat the Chargers
on the block kick.
On the block kick that Matt Ware returned for a touchdown. Like just such a weird year. T.O., and then we're out of here. I promise, Tyler. Has a guy ever spent less time in Philadelphia, been more disruptive, and still be as beloved as this? Like, I feel like he should be a villain here. And like he is remembered for the most part pretty fondly. I do think there's a big part of like, I know me.
Donovan played a huge part in that.
I dislike Donovan and Andy, so like I side with T.O., even though I admit he's an insane person. Like I can't think of a guy who was like a bigger problem and actually is well thought of. I guess you could maybe say it about AI, but like, I don't know, he went out and played. He went out and played his ass off. T.O. was only here, 20 games? I think he had 21 games as an Eagle.
Sounds about right.
And he's like remembered as an Eagle, I feel. Like, oh yeah, remember that year and a half with Donovan? Like that's like one of the stretches of his career that he's best remembered for, and it was so short. All right, that is all the time we have for you on Philadelphia today. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow us right here on the PHLY Sports YouTube page. Follow me on Twitter at Philadelphia PHLY. And follow the podcast. Just search Philadelphia. All right, I am Bill Matz. That is Tyler Zulli. Thank you very much for producing. Be excellent to each other.
We all silly like the mayor.